Big question I have. Why haven't you been on Joe Rogan?
I don't know, man.
Why don't you think you've been on Joe Rogan?
I don't know. You fucking tell me, bro.
You trying to get on Rogan one day?
Dude.
I mean, you're
on Rogan, bro?
You're in the circle of best friendships with him and the Aaron Rodgers, and you can...
Dr. Joe Rogan, actually, I do believe we coined the name.
Yeah, Dr. Joe
Rogan. No, probably a lot of... I'm not saying some other brain wouldn't have thought of that, but I do believe we were one of the first to go, oh, fucking Dr. Joe Rogan, dude.
Yeah.
Because that whole scene...
But...
Hey, pal, I got into the world of people hating each other, and I'm not normally in that. My internet existence, I've muted out the proper amount of people of my Twitter. I've gotten back into blocking folks.
Done a great job of staying in the middle, making everybody laugh.
I know what everybody hates. Hey, and listen, nobody needs to be listening to me on those decisions anyway, so I'm just gonna fucking just keep my shit to myself because I don't even know if I'm right. So I don't know if I should be telling other people that whole thing. So yeah, that whole Aaron Rodgers situation was wild, I'd say. I had people from every single socioeconomic class, every single political class, letting me know that I was the worst human on earth, and it was fantastic. I mean,
everything that's wrong with the world, man.
Oh, dude, everybody. This guy's our fucking hero, right? This guy's our hero from one side, and then, oh, this motherfucker deserves to go to jail. He's killing people. I mean, you know, and then I'm in there, and I'm allowing him to say this to a lot of people. So obviously, I'm killing people too. I'm killing people.
What are you thinking when he's going off about that kind of stuff too?
So in my head, I was like, oh, this kind of sounds like Rogan. And then he said, I talked to my friend Rogan, and I was like, oh my God. Like actually in the clip, you see me like cover my mouth like this or whatever. And it was because in my head, right before it happened, I was like, this sounds, oh, of course he's friends with Joe Rogan. Of course he is. Like that whole thing. That's kind of what it was. And I've been very, you know, and I think being in an NFL locker room or football locker room in general, more so than any other sport that I played, I might be wrong in this. Like an NFL locker room has so many different views and beliefs.
It's a melting pot, man.
And whenever you get a chance to like go home into those people's like cookouts or like go to the galas or go to whatever, and you see why they believe what they believe and like why they feel the way they feel, or you hear and you listen to why people think the way they do. It's hard for me, after experiencing the things I was so lucky to experience in the game of football and getting a chance to go travel to people's parties or houses or events, it's hard for me to be a person just be like, hey, you're fucking wrong. Unless we have, I don't know, 10 hours to discuss their entire life on how they got to this decision. And I don't think I'm going to be the person that's going to change them. Like, you know what? Pat McAfee's going to be the guy that's going to get me off of this feeling that I have, that I'm willing to potentially get a fine and all this shit. Like, I find it interesting. I was getting attacked by a lot of people for not pushing back, and it's like, he said he had a 500-page report. What the fuck?
You're right.
I've never read 500 pages in my life. Like, what are we even doing?
It's like that spotlight too of like, yeah, but you have this platform and all these people listen to you and you have this responsibility.
Yeah, but I think like a show can also just be one that displays and showcases humans as who they are. Like that's a form of entertainment as well, I think.
Right.
You know, so that's an interesting dynamic that all the big journalists came after me for. And it's like, I'm not doing your shit. Like that's your shit.
Right.
Like I'm doing my shit. You do your shit of yelling at whoever and whatever your opinion is, you do. My shit is, hey, do you want to learn about the 2-time MVP back-to-back? Like, do you want to learn about this fucking guy who is maybe the greatest of all time at the biggest sport of all time? Like, do you want to learn about why he is the way he is? Like, maybe we should just listen and like, be like, you know, that doesn't have to be necessarily how I live, but, oh, it's cool to hear why one of the greatest of all time and the biggest sport of all time is the way he is. Like, that's just, I don't know why people can't just view things that way. Like, Charles Barkley came on and actually chatted to us about Aaron's take, and he was pro-vax, and he gave his entire reason. And I was like, I actually thanked him. I'm like, thank you for saying that, by the way, because everybody just assumes that
everyone fucking hates me right now.
Everyone hates me right now, thinking like I am doing this, but I just want to hear why Charles Barkley thinks what Charles Barkley thinks. This is a fucking legend. This is an icon. Like, whenever people come on my show, like I honestly just want to hear why they are the way they are, why they think the way they think, what they think. Like I'm genuinely curious about all that stuff. But when Ian Rappaport comes on, it's just like, hey, Ian, fucking give us some news, dude. You know?
Yeah. Help us check out, man. You do the talking.
Ian's the best. We have some regular guests, like Chuck Pagano comes on weekly. Obviously, Aaron comes on weekly. Ian, like the JB was coming on there. Coach JB was coming on for a little bit. That was awesome. We're not
He's funny, dude. He's a funny cat, man.
I fucking wish. Like, there's another guy, like, I don't know how, because I don't talk college ball. Like, I'm not a big college ball guy.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of JUCO stuff. He knows NFL stuff, but, like, I don't know. It's just like the fit wasn't great, but we were so incredibly lucky. It was great. The fit was great for what it was, and we'll probably, hopefully have him back for next college football season. But there's a guy, like, I hope I see, like, super succeed. Like, because he's one of one.
Right. You got to appreciate the guys who just don't, like, those give a fuck meters are just non-existent. Like, they just say what they say, and the
only white dude in Compton in his neighborhood. Like, think about that guy. Like, we should hear that guy.
Right,
like, I would like to hear.
He needs to be a vessel, a bridge.
I would like to hear that guy. And when he comes on, he says something that we don't agree with, or a lot of people don't agree with. Like, people tend to just attack me for it. And it's like, listen, man, I'm okay with people saying how they feel. Like, if that's how they want to do, and if I make them feel comfortable enough to be themselves, you can judge them however you want, but you got to know that there's a reason why they feel the way they feel, though, too. Like, these people aren't just saying shit just to say shit. Like, they have their beliefs as well. Those exist. Even though you think they're stupid, like, I don't know if everything has to be a complete fight on why you don't agree with somebody.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't think that has to be a thing.
Yeah, especially, I just think about Aaron, man. But, dude, my man's got some nuts on him to be able to come on just every Tuesday and just talk about whatever he's feeling and talk about whatever he wants to talk about. Just because you've been in all the locker rooms, you've been in the team meetings, not necessarily the locker rooms. The locker rooms are like, you know, hey, they support what you guys, everybody supports each other with stuff that they do off the field. But you sit in the team meetings and the position meetings, offense, defense meetings and stuff, and you hear, I just know whenever an episode comes out with us, and I know I've sat in meetings where Vrabel's about to talk about my social media or my asshole gets a little tight based on something that was said. And just knowing that Aaron goes out there because he kind of just can because he is the best in the world. Yeah. So he's just able to kind of
be who you can afford to be, right?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there was a couple times where, you know, I got in trouble for my Twitter account or whatever. And I was like, all right, valid.
You go in the next day.
I was like, all right, that makes sense. Like, all right, I can see why you're upset in this entire thing. I didn't mean to distract from the team, whatever. But Aaron, I think the only thing he does, and I think what we've learned about him so much is it feels like he loves his teammates.
Right.
Like, it really does feel like he loves his teammates. And I don't know I didn't know him a long time ago. I have no idea. And AJ has known him a long time. You know, obviously AJ Hawk has. And their interactions are awesome. But I feel like him just opening up about who he is, there's nothing that you could potentially get mad at him about from a team perspective.
Yeah. The couple of dudes I've talked to that are on the team, they say he's a boy.
Yeah.
Which is the stamp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's a boy.
Yeah.
That's all you get. That's all I got to see.
I saw him at that goddamn party like Keanu Reeves, dude, with Pooh Shiesty. Yeah. I mean, Aaron's having a good time out there. And he enjoys the scotch. And I think he's legitimately one of the smartest humans that ever exists, too. I think that is potentially a case as well.
One of the smartest humans that ever exist?
Well, like, not in the, you know, like, let's not put him in the...
You're talking about, like, introspective, self-awareness.
Like Jeopardy. Like, he wants to go, like, against the real
trivia. We're talking trivia and shit.
Yeah, like, I think, like, smart, like, in that fashion, not, like, change... I'm not going to speak for him.
Never say never,
I'm not going to speak. He had a 500-page report done on...
And he must have looked at it from the back.
I would assume he looked at it. Yes. He has a book club now. I assume he's looked at these things. But, yeah, he's an interesting guy. We've been very lucky to talk to him, but I've been very, very lucky to have conversations with him on a regular basis. I enjoy them. I think they're...
I hope you guys like this clip. If you want to continue to be for the boys, you need to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share with a friend, and check out our playlist. We have all the links right here on the screen. As always, biggest of hugs and tiniest of kisses. Also, go check out the full episodes, but always for the boys.